page 251. And truly, since time immemorial, you have condemned the signs or evidence that the true prophets bring to you, as you are outrageous or dismissive and destructive against them, because you do not want to know the truth, but want to wallow in your Ausartungen of all kinds. But if you do not observe the signs or evidence and teaching of the prophets, and the signs of the time that they reveal to you, then you are fomenting chaos in your world, so it will suffer and be destroyed by this, as you also cause suffering and harm to yourselves, and you ruin your own gains or achievements. Therefore, open your ears and your eyes to the signs or evidence that the true prophets bring to you, so that you may use it for your advantage, and may have an existence or life in pleasure. Truly, it is not seemly for the true prophets to speak other than the truth about the truth. Therefore, when they come to you, they only bring clear signs or evidence, and speak clear words. Thus, allow those who are connected to the truth to go with the prophets, and do not persecute them, because consider that you too, at your time, will also become knowing or conscious of the truth, and will not want to be persecuted by the unfair ones or irresponsible ones, the ones unknowing of the truth, and unrighteous ones or conscienceless ones. And if you belong to the undisguised ones, or truthful ones / truth-loving ones, and you are able to interpret and to understand the signs or evidence of the prophets and of the appearance or nature of the wellspring of the love or creation, then show or teach them to your next ones, and to all those people of your kind or fellow human beings who want to gain knowledge of them and to be connected to the teaching of the truth, the teaching of the Spirit, the teaching of the life. And if you are connected to the truth, then let it be in strength, and not like a weak stick which breaks when it is bent, and be as watchful as a snake, which does not want to be trodden underfoot, but which can, however, defend itself if it is attacked. So shall you be in your knowledge, and in your steadfastness about the truth, exactly like a strong and unbreakable rod, and like a heedful snake, so that you recognize when you are being attacked, and you can defend yourselves according to right and the law, without having contempt for the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love, or creation, so that you do rightfully in all cases. And heed that if you defend yourselves, that your hands are white, or not besmirched through acts of Gewalt, so that all viewers or observers of your deeds may see that you are protecting yourselves rightfully, and only use means for your defense, which only serves in defense, or self-defense, but not, however, for killing, so that you do not make yourselves guilty of manslaughter, or of blood guilt or murder, and be called to take account or responsibility. And heed that you do not deceive or steal from people of your kind or fellow human beings, neither openly or publicly, nor in secret, nor with activities of the shadow world, or activities of hell / magic / legerdemain / tricks, so that you are not accused of committing evil or devilish things, or the black arts, or suggestive trickery. And heed that you do not commit unright in any wise whatsoever, so that you are not driven from your dwelling places, and not out of your land. And heed the wise counsel or advice, quote, do right and dread no one. Restrain your unrightful doings, and do not listen to summoners or bailiffs of the heads or authorities / rulers / mightful ones, and the false prophets, as well as the priests and servants of gods and servants of tin gods. of the godlinesses or religions and sub-godlinesses or sects/cults, who take you prisoner in contravention of what is rightful, and accuse or denounce you of activities of the shadow world or activities of hell/magic, so that you shall be coerced into becoming unfair ones, or irresponsible ones, and unrighteous ones, or conscienceless ones, and believers in gods and tin gods. And do not allow yourselves to be ensnared through wealth and possessions, which are offered to you as a reward if you give up the truth, because the summoners or bailiffs of the godlinesses or religions and sub-godlinesses or sects/cults only want to reward you so that they may prevail over you. They only want you to belong to those who are like them, or the same as them, so that they may increase their throng through you and cause all kinds of calamity and be able to commit outrages or crimes without being brought to account for them. Therefore, do not belong to those who are their own next ones in inequity or unfairness, and unaccountability or consciencelessness, because they only see and love themselves, yet only use ones like them, or ones the same as them, for pursuing their shameful or criminal ends. Be always watchful, so that you may first cast far from you whatever is evil and unfair or irresponsible, before the unfair ones or irresponsible ones, and unrighteous ones or conscienceless ones, can lull you into evil and unfairness or irresponsibility. Cast far away from you all evil and unfairness or irresponsibility, so that you will not be spellbound, and so you are righteous or conscientious in the eyes of people of your kind or fellow human beings, so that you do not have to go in fear of them, and do not have to bring forth lies and enormous hallucinations or magic in order to be recognized by them as fair ones or responsible ones. Be at all times as strong as an unbreakable rod, so that you do not consume evil and unfairness or irresponsibility, and do not make it your food, but regard evil and unfairness or irresponsibility as delusiveness, which brings about all terrible things. Be fair and connected to the real truth, so that you recognize that all unrightful deeds are insidious and malice or contemptibility against the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation. Therefore, be ashamed and turn away from evil and unfairness or irresponsibility, from the unrighteous or conscienceless, and from virtuelessness, so that you are no longer overcome by unright. Do not allow the hallucinations or magic of the false prophets, the priests and other servants of gods and servants of tin gods to coerce you into praying to fabulated or invented gods and tin gods. Rather, recognize yourselves and the truth, that you are created creations, or life forms, of the soul wellspring of the love, or creation. Be aware or conscious that solely the wellspring of the love, or creation, is the might over all firmaments, or the universe, and over all earths, or worlds/planets, as well as over all lights in the firmament, or celestial bodies/comets, etc., over all kinds of life, or life forms, over all existence, and over everything that crawls and flies. Since time immemorial, you have believed in the false prophets who deceive you with cunning, and have devised or hatched/invented evil against you, so that you have been led away by them from the search for the truth. Therefore, you are experiencing bad consequences of your doings up to the present day. Truly, through the false teachings of the false prophets, you have invented outrages, or criminal laws, in order to discipline and to punish people of your kind, or fellow human beings, by causing pain or torture on them, and defiling or cutting their trunk or body, and their limbs or extremities, and committing bloody deeds or murder on them as punishment, and practicing barbarity or inhumanity. If you do the same, then you are acting against the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation, because they do not allow you to discipline and cause pain or torture to people of your kind or fellow human beings, to cut off their hands and feet, and crucify them, stone them, strangle them, or cut off their head. Truly, the false prophets do not teach you the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation, but rather what is hellish or devilish, demonic and cruel, so that you shall be heinous or depraved and fall prey to depravation. Turn away from your villainy, and see that you find the way to the truth of the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation, so that you are fair ones or responsible ones, and righteous ones or conscientious ones, and live in virtuousness, so that you no longer follow the laws of the false prophets, but rather are fair to the dignity of people of your kind, or being human in the real and true sense. Do not mete out revenge or retaliation on people of your kind, or fellow human beings, if they turn to the signs or evidence of the truth and live according to the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation. Rather, pour steadfastness into them, so that they may continue to live in the truth, and will one day die as ones knowing of the truth, when their time has come. Do not allow yourselves to foment chaos in the land and amongst the people, or that you turn to gods and tin gods, as well as to the false prophets, priests, and other servants of gods and servants of tin gods. Truly, you have Gewalt over yourselves in order to do goodness and to turn to the truth and the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation, if you are only willing to do so. And as you shall bind yourselves to the truth, so you shall not kill, neither your enemies nor your sons and daughters, just as you as man and woman shall not kill one another. Gewalt is given to you over life and death, so that you may protect life and prevent death, so that it only takes possession of you and people of your kind or fellow human beings on the way of the natural, because truly you shall not kill people of your kind or human beings, but rather save yourselves from death and Gewalt or terror. Search at all times for help and guidance in the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation, and be steadfast in the knowledge and in the wisdom of the truth. Truly, it is only in the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation that you will find the guideline or leading thought of existence or life, so that you may honor life and avoid death in Ausartung, so that it only comes to you naturally. Thus, life is bequeathed or given to you by the wellspring of the love or creation, as well as death, but in such a wise that you make life worth living in order to avoid death until the way of the natural comes to an end, and death calls you yourselves because you have completed the time of the life. Do not create any enmity with other peoples, and neither amongst people of your kind, or next ones and fellow human beings, so that you do not suffer persecution by the enemies who want to eliminate you, and conduct yourselves with dignity and righteousness or conscientiousness, equitableness or fairness, and virtuousness, so no others raise themselves up over you as rulers, and are able to steal your dwelling places and your land. And cultivate your land and the whole earth without tormenting and destroying it, and be admonished to do this, because otherwise it will raise itself up against you, and bring you unweather, high waters, enormous storms, fire and drought, as well as dearths of fruits and other provision or food. See that only good comes to you from earth, as it will be, and as it is, due to you, or as you are entitled to, when you strive for it. Do at all times rightfully with your world, so that no calamity comes or breaks in over you from it, for which you yourselves are to blame. Consider that if calamity comes or breaks in over you, that you alone are to blame for it, even if most of you do not know it, because you do not care about the laws of condition or cause, and of decision, or effect equals cause and effect. See the signs of your appearance or nature, and allow yourselves to be captivated or influenced by them, so that you recognize that the earth, with its laws of its appearance or nature, will not submit to you, but that you must fall in line with it, or integrate yourselves, in order to spend your existence or life in togetherness with it, and to obtain or draw the best gains or effects from it. Therefore, consider, whatever you do with your earth, it will never submit to you. And be certain or knowing that if you do not do rightfully with your world, and with all people of your kind or humankind, then grievances or vexations will come over you, such as great storms and high waters, and you will be oppressed or plagued by locusts, by lice and frogs, as well as by scourges or plagues, and vermin, and many kinds of life or life forms, and people of your kind or human beings, who change into deformed ones, or mutated ones, for which you are to blame, and spread torment. Therefore, do not be arrogant or vain, and do not commit outrages or misdemeanors against the appearance or nature, or against the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation, so that no calamity comes over you. Do not bring about judgment on yourselves through your earth and its appearance or nature, but in all your doings be based on the teaching of the truth, the teaching of the Spirit, the teaching of the life, which promises you goodness and well-being if you free yourselves from evil and unfairness, or irresponsibility, and from unrighteousness or consciencelessness, as well as from unknowledge of the truth. Do not put off the time for turning to the truth, so that you do not become a victim of your own punishment that you carry out and complete on yourselves, when you recognize that through a promise of a bond or agreement with the truth, of the laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation, you could have been able to lead a better life, which has not been given through your own blame. Do not mete out revenge and retaliation on people of your kind or fellow human beings, if they have done bad things to you, but heed love and forgiveness, so that you are truly people of your kind or human beings. Do not allow people of your kind or fellow human beings to drown in the sea or in other bodies of water, or to lie in misery if they are in need, just so that you can mete out revenge and retaliation on them. And do not mete out revenge and retaliation on people of your kind or fellow human beings, because they treat the signs or evidence of the truth as lies, or because they do not heed your honor and dignity, because they do it out of unintellect or dumbness, and because they do not know what they are doing. And give help to people of your kind or fellow human beings, if they are weak, because the help is given to you as an inheritance and a boon or prosperousness, through the wellspring of the love for creation, so that you may pass it on to people of your kind or fellow human beings, and all kinds of life or life forms when they have need of it. Therefore, be full of kind-heartedness to people of your kind or human beings, and to all kinds of life or life forms, and always find friendly and forgiving words for them, so that you fulfill the laws of the feelings for others, and provide steadfastness to those who need it. Give them power and confidence for their existence or life, so that they do not destroy everything that they have built and created. Do not leave your country, and also do not take a ship over the sea and go to another land, in order to go to a people that is devoted to gods or tin gods. And do not go there in order to do the same as them, so that you do not pray to gods and tin gods, and you do not fall prey to the untruth. And do not bear hatred towards people of your kind or next ones, and appreciate their good deeds and everything that they have created of goodness. Therefore you shall not go there, and you shall not cast into ruin the gains or achievements that they have laboriously created. Do not be conceited or arrogant, or obsessed by the things of people of your kind or next ones that they have created, so that you do not desire them in an unrightful wise, and you do not appropriate them for yourselves in an unrightful wise. Consider that you shall not be raised above your desires, or standing above your own wishes, but that you shall proceed in modesty, and not demand the gain or achievement of people of your kind or next ones, neither their possessions and wealth, nor their woman or man. Consider the time that bitter torments can oppress you if you yourselves are robbed of your possessions or wealth, or your woman or man, or if your gains or achievements are stolen from you. The laws and recommendations of the wellspring of the love or creation have given you a promise that you will live in joy and prosperity until your end if you do rightfully and fulfill the laws and recommendations to the best of your ability. And as you do rightfully and fulfill the laws and recommendations to the best of your ability, not fomenting any chaos, guiding yourselves and people of your kind or fellow human beings rightly, and honoring and rightly treating your earth, then you have the life of joy or paradise on earth. Do not be presumptuous, and do not dare to want to see the wellspring of the love or creation in its spirit energy, because as an unmeasurable secret it exists so high above you that you would perish if you could view or see its spirit energy. But you can never behold it in this wise, but see that the wellspring of the love or creation is ubiquitous and in all and everything. So you merely have to look at everything that you can see with your eyes: the firmaments or universe, the earths or worlds/planets, the lights in the firmament or celestial bodies and comets, etc., the appearance or nature, and all kinds of life or life forms, as well as people of your kind or human beings, and everything that crawls and flies, because the wellspring of the love or creation breathes in everything, because it is present in everything.